Hey, welcome back, y'all. Derek Lambert here. I have a special guest with me, Ashton. What's up, brother? Introduce yourself.
What what's happening, man? I'm happy to be here. Wanted to give some context from what I was using with the Kratom.
All
Seems
right.
like a big topic.
We're going to be talking about Kratom, what it felt like, what led you into it, this kind of stuff, and really pros and cons, if you will. I've heard it saved people's lives. But before we do, check the description out, guys. We got a bunch of goodies. And once again, Ashton, thanks for being a gold member, man. You guys will find out what that is soon when we launch this website. Go ahead, man. Talk about your journey.
Okay, so started out like probably most people on here in the community. I started out taking very low dose Vicodin, hydrocodone type pills. Very quickly, loved it. Very quickly came into oxycodone, and I realized that I was taking so much of the hydrocodone that because the hydrocodone is with the Tylenol, and of course, I'm taking drugs, but I'm concerned about my liver. It's kind of a paradox, but then I found the Roxys, the oxys, and I found that they're pure, and I wouldn't be hurting my liver. So it was like a win-win for me. And then fast forward through it. I don't want to put the whole story out there, but fast forward through it, I came across some guys, a guy that had so many of them prescribed, and he wasn't taking them, and he actually gave them to me at a very, very cheap price. It's the same kind of story as you.
Right.
And so I picked up all of them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I took two led into three led into six led into 10. And by the time that prescription was gone, I was feeling super bad. And this is the first time I've really felt it bad. And of course the guy didn't have any more until the next month. And so I was doing research, probably like how a lot of us do, and eventually stumbled across this powder that of a leaf that comes from Southeast Asia, places like Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, all these different types of places. And then when I took it, I found this out. And I was like, this can't be true. Like, why is this legal? Like, it can't be true. I was reading through Reddit forums, different types of forums like that. And so I was like, what do I have to lose? I feel like shit. It was just, I was willing to try anything.
Right.
So I went over and got it at a local head shop. And to my surprise, they said 60 grams for, I think it was like $60. It was super expensive from what I've seen online from the forums, how much they get it for. But then use that, and I did tea the first time, and I think I didn't have a scale to weigh it, but I took probably about six, I'd say around 15 to 18 grams my first time. And once I did that, instantly, like, that warm rush came over my body.
Right.
Like, it just soothed everything, and I was like, whoa.
Before you continue,
I just stumbled across something.
We're not promoting this, okay? We're not
Exactly.
promoting this. I want you to know this, but we're literally giving you experience. I don't want this to sound like we're saying yes, but you're hearing firsthand experience. Please continue.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I just want everybody to know.
And this isn't where the story ends. So basically, I found that out, and I reasoned with myself, kind of like how a lot of us do. I found is that it's natural. It's you can't really they say there's no withdrawals from it. Oh my gosh, I found something amazing, and so I started using that, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna use it probably every once in a while, like once every 3 days. Just so my tolerance doesn't grow on it and all that stuff. And then eventually, of course, using it multiple times a day, got to where it was ramping up, and then needed more and more and more and more, kind of like how the story goes.
Right.
And then from that point, I realized that I was kind of having a problem with it. And I got this one batch, and this batch came in. I tried a new vendor online, and a new batch came in, and it was actually infected with some type of parasite, and I got a very bad stomach virus. So I didn't want to keep taking it. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna fight this little bug and get through it. And then I realized that it wasn't just the stomach flu. On top of that, when I stopped it, I was having withdrawals. I was having the withdrawals. I had the same feeling as when I did that whole bunch of oxys.
Wow.
And
so the same identical withdrawal effect took place. Do you think it had to do with the amount you were taking of the kratom, or?
I think so. I think it was the amount and how often I was taking it as well.
And you didn't taper.
Because I was doing it daily.
Right.
Like I didn't go a day without it.
Okay, and you just didn't taper. You went from I'm using it to not using it. It's same effects as the pills.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it was pretty intense. With as far as like the cramps, I couldn't really say. I mean, I can afterward, but at the time I couldn't really say if it was the stomach flu or if these were all just symptoms of the stomach flu. So I was just like, I reasoned with myself, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just get another batch and from another vendor, because I think it was just that vendor that sold a bad batch.
Right.
And it's just the insanity, the paradox of it. And then was continuing doing it, and then decided to quit because it wasn't really even having an effect anymore on me. And kind of how it goes, like after you get your tolerance up to a certain point, it just basically just keeps you normal. And then I came off of it again, and it was really so much discomfort, the chills, the aches, the sleeplessness. Yep. I mean, I could say it didn't last as long, but it's very true that this thing does have withdrawal effects.
It seems to me there's a common thread, and this is just from my experience lately. Whatever method you take, if you cold turkey off of it, there's just this. It's like, what poison do you want to pick to try and get off of the poison? Now, I'm not saying that's a bad method. I mean, would you agree that it's better than what you were doing?
Absolutely. That's one thing I would say is if I were to choose, and I'm not trying to like recommend you do this if you're watching, but if I were to choose for me personally, I would much rather feel it's safer to go the kratom route. It kind of acted as if it was like a Suboxone or a methadone,
right.
To keep me good until I obviously wanted to go back, because I think here's the little insidious thing with it. It's because it's giving you a little bit. It's milder than the hardcore narcotics.
Makes sense.
That you because you keep like you keep teasing your endorphins, and it's not giving you the full thing,
right?
And you just want to go back and get the hardcore stuff,
right?
And so I believe that's the danger with it, but I have heard so many stories of it getting people off
successfully
for heroin addictions and everything else, and it's illegal in some states now, but I do see it as a potentially positive thing, but you could be trading one addiction for another.
Right. And
it's just a possibility of it.
I've got, my pop's in Canada, he worked at the hospital. He's retired now. He just retired, by the way.
Right.
He's made it very clear that it's an herb. And with herbs, you have to be super careful because you don't know what you're mixing. And someone took Imodium to try and take away withdrawal, right? They took Imodium as well as took Kratom, went into a coma. And in that coma state, they had to try and get them out of the coma because of the Imodium mixed with this herb. And herbs can be extremely dangerous. So, look, we're not recommending or not recommending. We're saying, look, this is an experience from someone. Thank you, Ashton, because you've explained it really well, I think, for our audience to understand. And thanks for becoming a gold member, man. I get to spend a personal one-on-one video time with you, and any advice, of course, we're going to go through the steps together and stuff like that.
And I just wanted to mention one more thing. The community that you've created, man, it's helped me so much. Like with I've been 32 days clean so far, and I haven't been able to make it past like 7 to 10 days. Like I make it past the physical withdrawals, but the cravings and the triggers would be so overwhelming, and I only had one way to deal with it myself.
Right.
And I don't really know too many people in real life that I could talk to about this type of thing.
Right.
And just having multiple people available at all hours of the day, doesn't matter if it's nighttime. We have people in England, Germany, all types of people. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for that.
Yeah, bro.
Because that really is helping me so much.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, Discord, guys. The Discord app's down in the
It's
description.
true.
It's free. Download it, and you got someone to talk to at all times. Usually people who have some serious experience and some time under their belt, as well as newcomers. So look, just come in and let's talk. And no shame in the game. Thank you, Ashton. Like I said, we'll do more video updates in the future, man, and we'll discuss some things and put it on the channel. Thanks.
Right.
A lot,
I hope to see you guys, the viewers. I hope to see you guys on the Discord.
Awesome.
Feel free to talk to me anytime.
Thanks. If you have any questions for me, post it down in the comments. Check me out on the community, on the channel. Like, subscribe, share. But until next time, look, this is Derek Lambert. I'll see you again.